Hello and welcome back to Inkmas with my Dandelion Diaries. We are officially on day 11, which is almost halfway through this calendar, and Colorverse has given me some winners this year. This calendar has pretty much redeemed itself for me, and I'm hoping today is going to continue the redemption era of the Colorverse calendar. Let's see what we get. Okay, I'm nervous that I spoke too soon. Today's ink is called Blue Hole, and it says, "From within the blue hole, the sky revealed a sea of unparalleled clarity." I'm hoping this is going to be more like a teal than a blue. Just based on the way the sticker looks, it could be more green leaning, but its name is Blue Hole, so I don't know. In the bottle, it looks like it could be kind of greenish, so that gives me hope that it's more of a teal, which I love a good teal ink. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick out a pen, and let's just give it a good old try. All right, the pen I chose is my Esterbrook Esty and Sea Glass. Just look at the match of the sticker, right? It's got to match the inside. I love this pen. This has an extra fine nib on it, and writes gorgeously, beautifully, and I love putting teal inks in it, so hopefully my intentions are well deserved for this ink. Let's write. So this ink is a bit on the drier side. I'm not mad at it. It's a pretty color and surprisingly matches the pen pretty well. I do think I would want to put this in a broader nib though. It does seem to be a fairly light, kind of more aqua colored ink. This ink is surprising me. It's giving the same energy as the previous calendar's ink called White Hole, where it's a chroma shader. So right off the gate, like after I put the big swatch blob thing down, it already started shading green or yellow. I'm not quite sure on the color yet. We're going to find out though. But this ink is definitely a very light ink. I think you would need a really juicy writer for this, and I also think you would need to have either a music nib, a stub nib, a broad sig nib, some kind of really big nib for this, and it's also going to need to be able to write pretty juicily because this ink is a light one. The shading in it though is really cool. I think this would be fantastic for painting like any kind of sunsets, sky paintings, landscapes. Really just a gorgeous color altogether for that. Writing wise, I don't think it's going to be a winner just because of how light it is, but if you had the right pen, you know, if you have the right pen, I think this would be really pretty. I finished my full page and I am pleasantly surprised with this ink. So my initial thoughts were that it was going to be very illegible, very light, just because of how it did up here with my Fude nib, and ultimately just the appearance of how light it was when I first started writing with the extra fine nib in this Esty. And I have to say, after a full page, it is light, but I can read it, so that's a really nice feeling. Yeah, the shading in this ink is so cool. It's like Easter. It's so fun in like light blue and green, and it's like a pastel party. It's so pretty. It's like robin's egg blue with grass. There's like little hints of yellow pulling out. I'm really enjoying the softness of this. It's very nice, and a great unique blue color too. I'm feeling like I'm not going to have a lot that's going to match this. So let's bring out the books and see what we got. If I have anything kind of close to this, maybe. And how interesting that with both Diamine and Colorverse today, we are kind of in the blue families. Very interesting indeed. I'm going to just go down through the teals first and then maybe go back into the blues. I really feel like this is a solid teal aqua color though. This is Bliss by Diamine up here from the green inkvent. It is similar in tone but much darker than Blue Hole and does not have the crazy shading. Let's see what else we got. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Almost exact match, Waringall's Robinson Crusoe, which is a fantastic ink. Absolutely love that. It's even a little bit darker than Blue Hole as well, and maybe slightly bluer, but I think in writing you would have almost identical matches here. That's fantastic. Okay, good to know we have a really good dupe for this. Let's see what else. This is 𝗬𝗏𝗏's Diablo Mint. It's kind of close. It's a bit more blue, I think, and it does not have any of the yellow, green, shady things, but it is a great kind of standard ink from 𝗬𝗏𝗏. I was thinking maybe one of these minty ones, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. I think those are all too green. But 𝗬𝗏𝗁𝗁 Tides by Ferrisol Press is like a deeper version of Blue Hole, and it has fun shimmer. So if you wanted a shimmery version, this would be really cool with the 𝗬𝗏𝗄 they included as well. Just because you'd have all this fun shading with the shimmer bits. Be excellent. 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗄's Air is another really good dupe for this. Also slightly darker. It doesn't have the same shading levels of the green yellow, but it does have some of that. I still think 𝗻𝘁𝗁 Crusoe by 𝗻𝘂𝗽 is our best match so far. And then this was Aquarius Whispers from last year's Colorvent. Absolutely love that ink. And it is a bit greener and a bit darker than the Blue Hole. I feel content with the matches I showed, but just for giggles, we'll go through the blues. I'm just going to speed through these because I really feel like this ink is strongly in the teals and aquas and turquoises of the blue family. But we may have one in here. I guess Blue Yosemite Falls is kind of close. It's a bit more blue and has gray shading, but you know, it's a possibility. If you want a nice darker, grungier version, check out 𝗻𝘂𝗽's Lost. Another really great 𝗻𝘂𝗽 shader. Yeah, I'm a firm feeler over here that 𝗻𝘁𝗁 Crusoe is our best match. It's really close, like very, very close. I will say the shading on the Blue Hole is much stronger, so if that's something you'd really be after, definitely vote for this one. But the color of this, I think you can definitely find if it is not a winner of the calendar. Just to show you guys a close-up of this awesome shading things going on. It is so pretty. I do think you'd only really get the shading in swatching like this or in a very juicy, thick writer. I mean, even in my Fude nib here, I did not get the level of shading that the swatch is showing. So I think whatever you use would have to lay down quite a bit of ink in order to get the shading level that this is getting. But I think it looks nice in writing. It is light, like I mentioned, but I can still read this, which gives me hope that if I were to put this in like a medium pen, it would probably be fantastic. But I think this is such a cool ink, and I love the different shading aspects that it has. In our little water blob here, you can see a lot of that light blue coming through, those greens, maybe a little bit of yellow, kind of the same colors I've been mentioning. Not anything super extravagant, but it does look extravagant when they're all kind of shaded out in this kind of fashion. Final thoughts on Colorverse. I love this. This is so pretty. I was kind of scared when I opened the door and it looked like it was going to be another blue right after I said the calendar was redeeming itself, but the calendar is still redeeming itself. This is so fun. The shading in this is wild. Even though it is a lighter color, I still really enjoy it. And it's funny that today we both had blues from Diamine and Colorverse, and I don't know. I think they're both really interesting blues too. But yeah, I definitely like this one a lot. This calendar has been so much fun to open this year. And I'm definitely glad I picked it up. I was worried, and I'm glad that I did now. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it off here. I hope y'all are having a good day. Yeah, I am excited to keep opening these doors. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Be sure to go vote on my community page for the winner of today. And yeah, I think Colorverse officially has been tallying higher now as the days have gone on. So I'm wondering if Diamine's going to be like a winner in the second half or something, you know, like their halftime is done now. The second half's happening and then they're going to take it over or something. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you're doing well. Be blessed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.